class, and welcome back to More Class Review. I am your teacher, Aisha Moore. Today, my lesson will be a 6th grade math lesson, and it will be identifying integers and their opposite. This lesson is a 1.1, and there will be a 1.2, so this will be a part 1 and part 2 video. Alrighty, so let's dive on in here. As you see, I have some things on the board here. So we're going to start with our opening question. And our opening question states, how do you identify integers and its opposites? So before we can identify integers, we need to define integers, right? So we're going to go ahead and get into over here in our lesson, and we're going to define our lesson vocabulary, and we're going to define integers. Integers are all set of whole numbers and their opposite. So you see I have a number line here, which is also one of our lesson vocabulary words, and it's self-titled. It is the number line. It's just a line with numbers. And on this number line, you see I have a set of red numbers and a set of blue numbers. All of these numbers are integers, and on the other side is its opposite. So that means that they are integers too, because integers are all sets of whole numbers and their opposites. Okay? So how do you identify integers and its opposite? You look for numbers that are the same distance from 0 on the number line. So, you see on my number line here, I have a red side and a blue side. On my blue side are my positive numbers. Positive numbers are numbers greater than 0. Positive numbers can be written with or without a sign. So we're going to just use the number 4 for our positive. So it can be like this, or it can be like this. And that is a positive 4. Okay? And on the negative side, or on the red side here, we're going to pull out 4 again, because the opposite has to be the same distance from 0 on the opposite side. So if we got 4 over here, we have to do 4 over here, because if you count it, 4 to 0 is only 4 tick marks on the left side, and 4 to 0 on the right side is only 4 tick marks as well. So that makes those two opposites. Now, negative numbers are numbers that are less than 0. Negative numbers must always be written with a negative sign, or a minus sign, or a subtraction sign, whatever you guys calling it at this time, but this is a negative sign. Okay? So we have negative 4 and positive 4. These two are opposites of each other because they are the same distance from 0 on a number line. Now you see that I have 0 here in black. And the reason why 0 is in black is because 0 is not positive, nor is it negative. 0 is not positive, nor is it negative. 0 is just 0. Okay? So, you can never put, so it would never be a negative 0, or, you know, plus positive 0, none of that. 0 is just 0. Okay? When it comes to integers and numbers on a number line, 0 is just 0. Okay? So let's make some room here. I have, since we got a little gist of what we're going to do today, I have a lesson to try to go ahead and drive this on home for us so we can grasp this. Now, this lesson will come with uploads as well of a timeline. I'm sorry, not a timeline, a number line. And it will also have a quiz on Quizzizz account. I will have the link in the description, and I will also upload the lesson review from my manual here, so that when you're working on it and you not by your computer, or you just don't want to watch it again, or you just want to get the information, or for parents who just want to have the information so when they check their kids' work, you know what I'm saying, or to help their kids grasp it a little bit further, that information will be there for you to download to your phone or your computer or however and print it out, okay? So, as you see on my little whiteboard here, I have a lesson. And this lesson is, what, 5 questions? You see I have a chart here. Now, the top says the table shows the elevation of several locations in a state park. So we're basically going to plot these numbers on our number line. That would be probably our first question. And plotting numbers on a number line is just basically finding that number and plotting it on your number line by just putting a dot like this, okay? Just for anyone that doesn't remember or didn't know how to plot on a number line, okay? So just to give you a little back history on our lesson here. The elevation of a location described its heights above or below sea level, which has elevation of 0. Okay, so our red will be below sea level because it is negative. Our blue would be, don't wipe it off, Isha, above sea level because it is positive. Okay? So let's get into it here. I don't know if y'all can really see this. I know my handwriting kind of sucks, but work with me here. Okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 locations. Letter A say graph the locations on a number line according to their elevation. So what they're asking us to do is plot the numbers on the for the locations on our number line according to their elevation. So we're gonna have to go basically in order. So when we're looking at it, we have 5, we have -5, -9, 8, and -3. What would be the first number that we would plot on our number line? I was waiting for a response. I'm so used to being in front of the classroom. But, okay. All right. So, when we look at our chart here, we will do positive because positive is before a negative when we're plotting on our chart. Okay, so we will plot Little Butte first, which is 5. So we'll come over here to our positive side and we will put a dot over our 5. That's Little Butte. Little Butte will be in this shade of red, so we can just track ourselves here. So the next number that we would use would be our next positive number, which would be Mesa Ridge, which would be 8. And Mesa Ridge is black, so we will go here to our number line and plot right there over our 8. And that is our Mesa Ridge. So we would go back to our board and see what our next number will be. We will choose -3 because -3 is the next closest number to 0 on the negative side. And -3 is this shade of red. I know I need more colors. Hopefully you can tell the difference on the video. And that is our Juniper Trail. Then we will move on to Cradle Creek because that's -5. And then our last number that we will plot is Dino, which is -9. So we have grafted our location on the number line according to their elevation. Let's move on to B. What point on the number line represents sea level and how do you know? Okay, so if our red are below sea level and our blue are above sea level, what color on our number line will represent sea level? So it's not below and it's not above. It's just sea level. It's just out here being sea level. So if you didn't catch on to my little hint there, 0. 0 is our sea level. Because sea level is not above, sea level is not below. It's just out here being sea level. All right? And how do we know? Because we know it's not above and we know it's not below. It is sea level. Moving on to C. Which location is close to sea level and how do you know? So looking at our little colorful marks here that we have on our number line, we're going to look and we're going to see which one is closest to sea level. Well, we know sea level is 0. So we're going to look to find which plot mark is closest to 0. And if we look here, our -3 is closest to 0 on our number line. So that means that Juniper Trail is the closest to sea level because it's the closest to 0 on our number line. Okay? Moving on to D. Which two locations are the same distance from sea level? Are they above or below sea level? So let's look at our graph here. I'm gonna move this -3 here so it don't confuse nobody. All right, so we're looking at our number line to see which plot mark has the same distance from 0. And as we look at it, we want to count, we can count the tick marks to make sure that we are right. So we got 3 here, but when we go on the right side, there's not 3. We see that there's a dot over 5 and a dot over 5. So 9 out of 10, those are our same distance because same tick marks from either side to 0. So on this side, you have 4 tick marks from the 5 to 0. On this side, you have 4 tick marks from the side to 0. So the two locations that are the same distance from sea level is Cradle Creek and Little Butte. So Cradle Creek and we have Little Butte. Those are our two locations that are the same distance from sea level because they are the same distance on our timeline from 0. Okay, so the second part of our question say, are they above or below sea level? Well, I kind of gave you a little hint here by writing in the colors that I wrote. We look at our timeline here and we see that Cradle Creek is in blue and it's on the right side of our timeline, so that means that it's above sea level. So Cradle Creek is above sea level. And we move down here to Little Butte, which is on the left side of our timeline and is below sea level, which makes Little Butte below sea level. So we have Cradle Creek, which is above sea level, and we have Little Butte, which is below sea level. Okay? So now we're going to move down to E, which is which location has the least elevation. So the least elevation, looking at it from our number line, will be the farthest number from 0. So to be able to find the least elevation on our number line, we got to find the dot that is farthest from 0. So looking at our number line here, let's see which one is the farthest from 0. So we have 8 on this side, and that gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tick marks from 0. And on our left side, the farthest mark from 0 is -9. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tick marks to 0. So our least level location will be -9 because this is the farthest from 0, right? That location is Dino Valley. So Dino Valley is the location that has the least elevation because it is the farthest away from 0. All right, so that was just the breakdown of the lesson today. We're going to do a little reflection to try to tie it all together and make sense of it all. So I'm going to read this question out of my book here. Okay, it says, Morning Glory Stream is 7 feet below sea level. What number represents the elevation of Morning Glory Stream? So, okay, let's make us some room here. And let's go on. Let's see what we got here. We're going to leave our number line because that is what we're using. That is our tool for today. Morning Glory Stream is 7 feet below sea level. Well, I should have left the words there, right? Because we're still dealing with below sea level, which is negative. And above sea level, which is positive. And we're trying to find 7 feet below sea level. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to our number line. We see that we're looking for below sea level. So that means we're going to go to the left side of our number line because we know that everything on the left side is negative, which means it is below 0. And we're looking for 7 feet below sea level. So we'll go to our 7 here and we apply it on our chart. And it's asking what number will represent 7, I don't know why I want to say 7 levels, but 7 feet below 0. We know that it is below below sea level is on the left side, so that means it's a negative. So -7 will be our answer for our reflection question. Morning Glory Stream is 7 feet below sea level. What number represents the elevation of Morning Glory Stream? -7, because that is our number below 0. Alrighty, so that is the end of our lesson today. Now, like I said, this lesson is a part 2. This lesson, part 2, will be uploaded real soon. I will have the Quizzizz.com link in the description. I will also have a number line in the description for you guys to be able to print out or look at to help you with your studies at home while we are at home for this coronavirus. You guys, I want you to stay focused, stay firm, stay on course. Make sure that you end this school year with a breeze. You guys have a great day. You can only be you. Be the best you that you can be. Okay? See you guys later.